Hello everyone and welcome to your severe weather update here for June 22nd, 2023. June has been a relentless month for severe weather as well as tropics and heat, with a dome of heat down in southern Texas. It's going to remain dangerous for the coming weeks. We'll have a short on that either later today or tomorrow. Tropical cyclones that we'll be talking about in an update video or short later today. And of course the severe weather threat in the United States. That's what we're talking about in this video. Today there's a slight risk of severe thunderstorms for the high plains and the mid-Atlantic, with all hazards being possible. It should be noted that our large hail and tornado threats are particularly focused over there in the high plains, with our tornado threat there in the Texas and Oklahoma panhandles, stretching a bit into New Mexico, and our large hail threat stretching all the way up and down the high plains today, with some particularly large hail greater than 2 inches in diameter being possible. In the mid-Atlantic, that slight risk of severe storms is primarily for damaging winds and large hail. However, those storms are not expected to become particularly intense like the storms in the plains. Tomorrow, there's an enhanced risk of severe storms. We'll go into more detail on that here soon, but the upper plains are expected to have some storms that could be particularly intense. And then as we get 3 days out, there's a slight risk of severe thunderstorms on Saturday. All hazards are possible. However, future outlooks upgrades are expected, so don't be shocked if we have a level 3 out of 5 by the time Saturday rolls around. And finally, on Sunday, we have a possibility of severe thunderstorms in the upper Mississippi Valley, stretching all the way from Indianapolis down to Paducah, Kentucky, and areas like that. Well, let's talk about what you can do before I go into more detail about this. You can check out our severe weather preparation guide down in the description below. We're going to be having lots of severe weather over the next week or two, so please make sure that you're keeping up to date with what you can do to stay safe during that. We have a pretty good guide there down in the description below for that. So let's talk about the current setup. Lots of flooding concerns. We're not talking about that today. However, in a future video, we might mention it. There are flooding concerns up there in Montana. We have flooding concerns in Colorado, and we also have flooding concerns there in the southeastern United States. You'll notice some stronger storms there in the states of Oklahoma and Texas. However, those are not prompting any watches or warnings, but a severe thunderstorm watch has just gone up in the high plains for Nebraska, Colorado, and Wyoming. That's going to be a theme for future outlooks and things as well over the next few days. And we also see some severe thunderstorms there in the mid-Atlantic in association with that slight risk. Let's talk about tomorrow's forecast now in a bit more detail. We're going to have severe thunderstorms all the way up and down the plains tomorrow, so don't be shocked, especially on the western side, if we continue to see strong to severe storms. However, as you'll see soon, it could be more widespread than we currently think. Storms will erupt around 4 to 5 p.m. tomorrow. It'll go from 0 to a bunch of thunderstorms very quickly. There's lots of energy in the atmosphere for these storms to take advantage of, and these thunderstorms are expected to be particularly intense as a complex scenario evolves. We're going to have lines of storms, supercells, things like that all over the place, and it's unknown how exactly this is all going to interact with each other and what the end result is going to end up being. So everyone within, especially the slight risk, level 2 out of 5 or higher, needs to be on call tomorrow, as we could see some upgrades in severe weather potential from the Storm Prediction Center, and of course there's lots of uncertainty with how all this is going to play out. It's a very complicated scenario. Finally, it's possible, if not likely, that risks will need to be expanded further to the east as uncertainty with storm evolution continues. Multiple model solutions I've seen showing places like Sioux Falls and Omaha, Nebraska, possibly getting in on some action with severe weather tomorrow, despite not even being in a level 1 out of 5 just yet. All right, let's talk about the official forecast in more detail now. Hail is the biggest threat with these storms, stretching all the way from Lubbock up to near Rapid City. A slight risk of large hail is in place there, level 2 out of 5, scattered coverage of storms capable of producing large hail. The marginal risk surrounding that there in the brown. In the red, we have our level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk. This is where numerous severe thunderstorms capable of producing large hail are expected. And of course, anywhere within that hatched region, as we always say, there's a possibility of 2-inch in diameter or greater hail falling within that hatched region. That's where those storms could be particularly intense. Let's talk about the wind outlook, also a level 3 out of 5, but that particularly intense region is confined to the level 3 out of 5 and the level 3 out of 5 only. This is where it's most likely that we're going to see that Boeing line of storms capable of producing those 80, maybe even 90-mile-an-hour winds at times tomorrow. However, again, there's a possibility of evolution of these storms pushing farther east than currently expected, especially with that wind threat. Again, from Lubbock to Rapid City, we have our level 2 out of 5 wind threat there, scattered coverage of severe thunderstorms capable of producing damaging winds greater than 60 miles per hour, and then finally surrounding that our marginal risk level 1 out of 5 isolated coverage of some severe storms. But again, don't be shocked if we see those level 2 and 3s extended east tomorrow. Let's talk about the official forecast now for tornadoes. We have two zones there of focus for tornadoes. The first one being similar to our hail focus there, crossing the Wyoming, North Dakota, Nebraska borders there. That's where we could see our first big zone for tornado potential. And then farther south near Amarillo, Texas, that's our focus for our second zone of tornado potential there on the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. And some tornadoes could be stronger tomorrow. We could see that. We don't have a 10% or a hatched region for tornadoes, only a level 2 out of 5 compared to the 3 there that we have for damaging winds and large hail. But in environments like these, we could see 1 or 2 stronger tornadoes tomorrow regardless. So have your guard up for that too. Well, the final thing we're going to look at is a weather model there for our primary focus there, near that enhanced risk for severe storms tomorrow. You'll notice those storms begin to go up around 4 to 5 p.m., and then you'll just notice this absolute mess. These lines of storms, these individual storms, they begin to evolve, and you'll notice this potent line of storms that this particular model has going towards Sioux Falls, Rapid Cities, places like that. So it's really important that we do keep an eye on things tomorrow if we're farther east of where the primary severe risk is, as a solution like this could play out farther south. They could be more individualized. There's lots of uncertainty. So please make sure if you are within any severe risk tomorrow that you keep your guard up due to that level of uncertainty. And again, if you're east of there, don't be shocked if that severe weather risk is extended as time goes on. Well, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. We're going to keep an eye on these particularly intense storms as time goes on and let you know what's expected to come of them in the coming days here. Please like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, you know where that button is. You can join our Discord community, link in the description, and you could subscribe to this channel as well if you do like what we're doing. We'll have a video later today on Tropical Storm Brett and Tropical Depression 4. Could be Cindy by that time. We'll also have a YouTube short either today or tomorrow on the extreme heat, and we'll have a more in-depth severe weather update on not just tomorrow, but the coming days at some point tomorrow afternoon. Thanks again for watching. We hope to see you in the next one.